Once upon a time, in a magical land filled with talking animals and mystical creatures, there lived a big, bad wolf named Boris and a cunning cat known as Puss in Boots. Despite their differences, the two had quite an adventurous life. In a cozy little cottage in the forest, Mama Goat was off to the market, leaving her 7 playful kids behind. "Be careful, my darlings," she warned. "There's a mischievous wolf about." Meanwhile, Boris the wolf was planning his next trick. They look delicious. I'll disguise myself and feast on the 7 young goats," he thought slyly. As Boris tried out various costumes, Puss in Boots, who was passing by, noticed the wolf's antics. "Not on my watch, Boris," he muttered. Puss followed the wolf to Mama Goat's cottage, and watched him knock on the door with a fake Mama Goat disguise. Inside, the little goats peeked out nervously. "Who is it?" called one of them. Boris answered, "It's your mama. Let me in, my sweets." But the goats were suspicious of the raspy voice. "Mama sings us our special song when she returns," said another goat. Boris was stumped, and began to think quickly. Puss in Boots sprang into action, running to a nearby music store. In the music store, Puss bought a flute and raced back. Standing next to the disguised wolf, Puss started playing a sweet melody. The melody soothed the goats, but Puss cleverly changed the tune, which confused Boris. Frustrated, Boris slammed the door and ran off. "I'll get you, meddling Puss." With the wolf gone, Puss knocked gently and offered the goats some tasty bread. "Thank you, Monsieur Puss. You're our hero," cheered the little goats. Meanwhile, Boris was plotting another scheme to catch Puss. Boris gathered a sack filled with sneaky tricks and set off toward Puss's cottage. At the cottage, Puss sensed danger approaching. Quick thinking, Puss swapped his usual boots for sprinting shoes, ready for action. When Boris arrived, Puss challenged him to a fair contest. "Whoever climbs the tallest tree first wins." With a laugh, Boris agreed, thinking he was clever. Together, they began their race, with Puss swiftly moving ahead. As Puss in Boots climbed skillfully, Boris struggled with his heavy sack. "Oh no!" Boris cried as all his tricks spilled onto the forest floor. Puss reached the top first and waved proudly. "You may be tricky, but I'm quicker." The forest animals gathered and cheered for Puss in Boots. Boris sighed but learned an important lesson. Cunning can only take you so far. Realizing he could be a hero too, Boris asked Puss for help in being good. Puss agreed, teaching Boris how to use his skills for helping others. The pair became pals, embarking on new adventures together. As dusk settled, Puss in Boots and Boris visited Mama Goat's cottage, sharing tales of their escapades with the 7 little goats. Night fell, and with hearts full of joy and laughter, everyone settled in for a restful sleep, eager for new adventures tomorrow. And so, in the land where the unexpected was expected, they all lived happily ever after.